Welcome to World Local News. I'm your host, Freddy Valoy, and I'm here with my man, Greg Perlman. Today, we cover some hot topics. Kim K and Pete Davidson. Ooh.
We also did some Thanksgiving trivia.
Ooh, you guys should play along with that one.
We followed up on the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. We covered the PP singer down in Daytona Beach, Florida. Shout out to Sophia, the urethra
Franklin.
We talked about the Pure dating app. I'm signing up.
Ooh, we're going to do this experiment.
We're sex positive here. We talked about the phenomena sweeping the nation.
Dry pussy.
And we tie it up talking about some controversy at your favorite university, Old Dominion University.
Yeah, we're going to wrap that one up nice and tight. Guys, happy Thanksgiving. Subscribe, rate, and review to World Local News. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Freddy Valoy. Greg, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, at G Perlman. Let's get into the episode.
Boom. Welcome to World Local News. Recording live from Raleigh, North Carolina, in front of no audience. World Local News, 80% news, 20% bullshit. You've got questions? So do we. Like my grandmother always says, don't knock it till you try it 8 times. I'm not wearing pants. World Local News, everything is fucked. Let's get on with the show. This episode of World Local News is brought to you by the Oak Health Institute.
Guys, when you start hearing things about Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse and virtual and altered reality, tap into the real world, okay?
Tap into the real you.
Oak Health Institute approaches all of their clients as individuals, and that's especially important this winter holiday season. You might be going home. You might be having fights with your family at the Thanksgiving Day table. Well, guess what? Why don't you go schedule an appointment at Oak Health Institute and find a way for your body to feel better? Maybe you're stressed. Maybe you have brain fog. Maybe you need hormone replacement therapy. Well, guess what? The listeners of the World Local News podcast get 10% off their first service at Oak Health Institute. You can get an IV hydration. You can get a vitamin infusion. You can have a consultation about weight management, your sexual health. They strive to help their clients feel the way they want to feel, and they want to be your strategic partner in your health journey.
Maybe you don't hate your family. Maybe you're just dehydrated or have low testosterone. Go to Oak Health Institute. They draw your blood and they give you a customizable plan based on what your goals are.
Don't forget, support Oak Health Institute because they support World Local News.
Welcome to World Local News. I am your host, Freddy Valoy, and I'm here with my very communist co-host, Greg Perlman.
Whoa. Very communist co-host. If I'm a communist, what does that make you? What does that make you, a Nazi?
Listen, man, I thought it was a book club.
Well,
I thought it was a book club run by Neo. The neo-Nazis, I was like, the symbol looked like a book rolling in the wind, and I just went with it.
And you showed up and they were burning books and you were like, oh, this isn't.
I was like, man, this is like more white than even I'm used to hanging out with. And then they saw me and I saw the reaction and I was like, yay.
You're like, no, thanks. Thanks, but no thanks, Nazis.
Yeah, I was mistaken. That bit didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work out.
No, it didn't. But I mean, no, it didn't. I tried. I definitely tried. I was trying to think about ways that, I could be a communist. Is it my waiting in bread lines? Is it?
No, I was just teeing up the Nazi thing and the book club thing.
Well,
yeah. Well, you try, but why don't you get us started off this week, Greg?
What people know about us is that we are volume shooters. You know what I mean? Shooters shoot.
Absolutely.
And you can't make a shot unless you take it.
Absolutely.
And so
we're machine guns.
Yeah. Good. We are the AR-15s of comedy news.
Machine gun Greggy.
There we go. All right. So on a different note, Freddie, it's November 22nd. It's Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
What an exciting time to be alive. I know I'm very grateful. I'm going to be congregating with my family this week, and I'm very excited for that. Do you have any special Thanksgiving traditions that your family does or Rachel's family does?
We hang out with Rachel's family. My mom doesn't do the holiday. She doesn't like traveling. She thinks Thanksgiving's overrated. They're gonna go. They're gonna buy some food, some takeout. Just her and my dad, and just hang out. Just keep it real low pressure.
What do they get for takeout?
They're gonna do a Dominican restaurant.
Okay.
My mom's like, I'm gonna buy it. We're gonna eat the food, and then I get to just throw shit out, and I'm just gonna relax with my husband. So shout out to my mom for that, for just being a different lady. What about you, Greg? What are you doing?
So we rented a big house for a family. Usually we're in Philadelphia. This year we decided to get a house in North Carolina together. So families coming from, I got a sister coming from LA, sister coming from Brooklyn, parents coming from Philly,
Nice.
older sister, brother-in-law, and nephews coming from Florida. And this will be the first year that we don't cook a Thanksgiving meal. We're doing some sort of
Catering or something?
yeah, some
That's awesome.
situation.
Talk about taking the pressure off doing that.
Yes, the pressure is on though, because I think each night a sibling has to deal with dinner,
Like just Grubhub, like just order the dinner.
either ordering it
Yeah.
or making it something.
What are you picking?
I mean, I'm not getting in the kitchen and cooking for, 10 people. I could barely cook for myself. So, 10 people is not happening for me. So I'll, maybe pizza, maybe sushi.
Oh, that's good.
Really get in the spirit.
I like that.
Yeah. But it got me thinking about the Thanksgiving holiday and what it's all about. Obviously, there's some controversy around it, being with the Native Americans and the Pilgrims, syphilis blankets, the whole thing.
I like
the thing.
There was a scene in Succession where he goes to the uncle, like his brother. He's like, "Happy Thanksgiving." He's like, "Not for the Native Americans." Rachel was like, "That's some shit you would say." I was like, "Now it is."
Yeah, now it is for sure. Yeah, you always got to watch your P's and Q's around family members in the holidays, and like not making a political comment or leaning in and making political comments. I challenge everyone this Thanksgiving to really, actually, pun intended, ruffle the feathers of some folks.
I like that.
Get into some uncomfortable conversations. Maybe you throw a glass of water, a glass of wine in your Aunt Betsy's face
For no reason, just do it on
yeah, no reason.
There's not even an argument going on. Just
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah. So, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I put together a little Thanksgiving trivia quiz that I'd like to do with you, if you will allow me.
Shit. Greg, you're about to revoke my citizenship, huh?
Possibly mine too. Possibly mine too. All right. So, question number 1: how long was the first Thanksgiving celebration?
12 days.
Okay. Incorrect. Do we have an? I'll make the sound. The first celebration was actually 3 days.
Okay.
And when you think about it, like that's kind of a pain in the ass for like a get together. 3 days.
That's like a bender. That must have been a bender.
You know what I mean? It kind of sounds like the Fire Festival. Like just some sort of long music festival.
So instead of pigs, there's smallpox. I mean,
Yeah,
there's,
exactly. Instead of taking Molly and concert drugs, there's syphilis blankets. Okay, question number 2.
You like the syphilis blankets. You brought that up twice.
That's the only thing I got. That's the only thing I got. Okay, question number 2. How many women were at the very first Thanksgiving celebration?
Did women count as people then?
For this quiz, yes.
Shit. There were 28 women.
Okay. Close, but no cigarro. 5 women at the first Thanksgiving celebration.
it?
That's it?
Sausage fest.
So I don't know how many total people were there, but good God, man, that set the tradition for putting women in the kitchen. I mean, holy crap.
Where were the other women at? There had to be more women on, was that Plymouth Rock? Is that where Thanksgiving was?
No, I think that's just a popular Malcolm X spot.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I think the Pilgrims landed on Plymouth Rock. I guess. I don't know.
Where is that at? Is that in Virginia?
No, I think Plymouth Rock is in Massachusetts.
Oh, that makes way more sense. Okay.
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 women at the very first Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, a sausage fest indeed.
Who were those women? Were they taken already? Like somebody brought their wives? Was it supposed to be a guys hang and 5 dudes brought their wives? Like, I was like, I can't. I just fucking.
I had no choice, man. She was like, I made all this. I got to eat some of it.
I went out hunting for 2 weeks, and now she thinks, oh, she wants me to spend time with her. I don't know what you want me to do, bro.
She's like, it's Sacagawea, dude. She finds everything.
We can still watch a lacrosse game. She likes watching lacrosse. It's okay.
Okay, question number 3. Who was the first president to pardon a turkey?
Zachary.
Okay, you're off on the wrong track. I'm going to stop you there before you submit a fully incorrect answer. I'll give you. Do you want a hint on this one?
George Washington.
Was that your answer to whether you wanted a hint or not?
Yeah, give me a hint.
Okay, his first name is John.
John Adams. John Smith.
John Smith was not a president.
Oh.
John F. Kennedy.
Oh shit. Okay, sorry.
JFK.
I was thinking back in the okay.
John Adams is a legitimate guess. That's a legitimate guess.
I mean, add that to the list of reasons they assassinated him, right?
I could not agree more. And I think we should actually reverse this policy of pardoning a turkey every Thanksgiving. I think it's horseshit. And I think it's setting up false expectations.
What is it? If you pardon a turkey, that means you don't have turkey for that Thanksgiving?
No, that means that particular turkey gets to live.
Do they just grab another turkey and cook it?
100%, dude. It's a dog and pony show.
Yeah, that's like Squid Game for the turkey. Like it's
exactly.
I wonder when that reference is going to get old.
Probably by next week. Probably until season 2 comes out. So we've got a couple months.
Turkey's a trash. Turkey's not really good.
It's a bland bird.
Great for a sandwich. It's really good for a sandwich, right? A little sliced turkey.
Okay. Now here this leads into our next question. How many Americans prefer Thanksgiving leftovers to Thanksgiving dinner?
Oh gosh, I'm over 80%.
Holy crap. The answer is 80%.
Ooh.
80% of Americans prefer leftovers to the actual dinner. How is that possible?
There's no extended family there the next day. Like
wow.
There's less people there. You get to just fucking sit in peace in front of the TV with all the bullshit that they're telling you to do around the big table and all this stuff. It's less pressure.
It's a stress-free bird situation.
Yeah, leftovers are the shit.
I'm not anti leftovers. I just I don't know, man. I don't like microwaves. I don't like reheating stuff.
Okay.
Like for me, as a life philosophy, I struggle with leftovers.
Really?
I do. I leave a lot of food on the table because of leftovers.
Have you done a toaster oven?
Yeah.
Okay.
An oven is the proper way to reheat something, but it takes too long. So like I'll eat cold pizza and I'll have cold turkey.
Yeah.
Like make a cold turkey sandwich the day after Thanksgiving. But for me, there's something about that turkey's out of the oven. It's a little warm. You catch, hopefully the turkey has been cooked right. You capture a little moisture.
Good luck with that. Turkey's pretty dry even when it's coming out.
In general, it is dry. But that's why you get some hot gravy.
That's true.
You slather it.
That's true.
What's your favorite part? This is not a quiz related question. What is your favorite part of the Thanksgiving meal?
The sides are the MVP. Like at the end of the day.
Yeah, but which side?
Mac and cheese. Big fan of mac and cheese. And I just got put onto a corn casserole.
I know all about the corn casserole.
Yeah.
My family doesn't make it, but part of the fun of Thanksgiving, especially like once college years started, is like everyone comes home for the holidays. You have Thanksgiving dinner with your friends or with your family. Then you get to see your friends. Maybe you go out. So
that Wednesday night before, if you're home, you get to see people from high school. Hey, how you doing?
If you've been like getting in shape, you show off a little bit.
Yeah.
So one of my traditions is I always go to my friend Ben's house. My friend Ben's family's house. Got that out right.
Most Bens are pretty solid guys.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I've got a couple Bens in my life and I hold them dearly.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Like the Native Americans held the syphilis blankets. Bang. Ben's mother makes corn casserole that's just out of control good. So that would be corn casserole. Is that your favorite side dish? Or mac and cheese, you said?
Yeah,
but is mac and cheese, I feel like mac and cheese is not a traditional Thanksgiving dish. I feel like that's like a family specific.
I think black families typically do a mac and cheese. So yeah. So but why it doesn't? Why not have mac and cheese? That seems like it should be on the table.
I agree. All right. So I think here the reason would be the calorie count. Now, back to the quiz. On average, how many calories are consumed per person at Thanksgiving dinner?
Fucking 6,000.
Pretty close. 4,500.
Yeah, that's.
Are you like a multiple plate guy?
Yeah. I think about it. I think about what I'm doing. I plan it out. How about you?
Yeah, for me, I like to alter my mindset prior to going into dinner. So I spend about 20 minutes prior to the meal visualizing it, because in life you have to visualize your success in order to achieve it.
Yeah.
And I think the same is true for Thanksgiving dinner.
Agreed. Yeah, you got to have a strategy. It's like the buffet. You can't load up on the shit at the beginning because all the good stuff is towards the end.
It's true. All right, next question, and we'll wrap up soon. Black Friday isn't the only holiday the day after Thanksgiving. What is the other?
After Thanksgiving, I don't know, taking some Plan Bs or something. I don't know.
Some Plan Bs.
I don't know. So shit gets crazy
for a turkey baby.
Yeah.
Dude, if you're having aggressive sex that could potentially lead to pregnancy after Thanksgiving dinner, God bless, because the only thing I want to do after Thanksgiving dinner is lay on my stomach, take a nap, and listen to the sounds of, I don't know, whatever sporting event is on TV.
I think the key is finding a partner where you feel comfortable enough having sex after a food binge. Where you feel just big belly, it's just pure.
You're both accommodating the positions.
Oh,
You're like, all right, listen, maybe we'll have to do a side smash because my belly's full and I don't want to bump bellies. I respect that. So the actual holiday, and this is a real slap in the face to Native Americans, is Native American Heritage Day. So the day after Thanksgiving, a questionable holiday, off the jump, consumerism and capitalist America says, hey, let's throw Black Friday, a shopping, money spending day, right on Native American Heritage Day. That's a chef's kiss, slap in the face to Native Americans.
Very Americana.
Yeah. Okay. 2 final questions. What city has the oldest Thanksgiving Day parade?
New York City. God damn it. Lowell, Massachusetts. What is it?
Oh, the greatest city in the world.
Philadelphia. All right, cool. Hey, big.
Now, the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade in New York City, I found this out, draws 3.5 million visitors.
New York City?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's so many people.
That's a lot of people.
That's so many
visitors.
That, come to the parade.
Okay.
Visitors of the parade. Attendees of the parade?
Yeah, those can't be a lot of native New Yorkers that do that.
Yeah, I feel like the only New York City, there's 2 parades that get New York City out in full fashion.
Puerto Rican Day Parade.
That is number 1.
Gay or Irish is up there.
I was going to say the Gay Pride Festival, but St. Patty's Day has to be a close.
Yeah, those are up there.
Which out of the 3 do you think is the most debaucherous?
Puerto Rican Day Parade.
You think so?
Yeah, there's in the 90s there was like a women getting raped and shit like that. Yeah, they go a little overboard.
Oh, they go deep.
Yeah.
Okay, last question on our Thanksgiving Day quiz. Thank you so much for participating. Which city's Thanksgiving Day parade ends with Santa Claus getting a key to the city?
Ooh, Philadelphia?
Incorrect. I'll give you want a hint?
Yeah.
Motor City.
Detroit.
Nice.
Nice.
Yep.
Can they drink the water that is in the area? How far is Flint from where they're getting the key?
Probably far enough where they could
drink some water.
They could drink from the tap,
but not in Flint though. They should solve the Flint water crisis before they give any keys, I think.
Well, I think the reason why that crisis started is they didn't know what to do with all of the keys to the city, so they just put them in the water reserve, and that's why
you just let them sit. The rust.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like you probably want to be careful. Like, can't Santa already get into every house? Does the key to the city, does he get them into like Jewish homes or Kwanzaa celebrating homes?
I think it's a formality for the law. It's like if we give him a key, we've given him consent to enter
even
homes.
RoboCop has the key to the city in Detroit, so I guess it's not too special for Santa. All right. All right. Well,
sorry. Here's why I stopped, because every time someone mentions RoboCop, I think of that scene where the guy gets the fucking acid poured on him and his skin is melting. So that's a very
oh, I'm sorry, PTSD for you.
Yeah.
So sorry.
I was like, what the fuck is that? I don't want that on my skin.
Foolish on me to have not issued a trigger warning before saying the words RoboCop.
Yeah.
Gosh, I know better. Son of a bitch. All right. Well, that was our Thanksgiving Day quiz. Thank you for participating. I hope everyone out there has a lovely Thanksgiving and creates many fights with family members at the Thanksgiving Day table.
Throw hands.
All right. First story of the day. Here we go. Your girl, your boy, back in the news. It is official. Kim Kardashian and comedian and SNL star Pete Davidson are dating.
This makes sense to me.
Say more.
Kim Kardashian's usually with black dudes. Pete Davidson has a huge cock. So it's a nice transition for her. Nothing really changes much for her down there. Her sisters are with his archetype, his ilk, just skinny dudes, long dicks. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming that Travis Barker and Machine Gun Kelly both have hammers.
But doesn't Machine Gun Kelly date Megan Fox? He's not in that world.
God damn it. I mean,
he's like adjacent.
Yeah,
isn't he?
Yeah.
He's like friends with. I think he's like friends with Travis Barker. They're all the same.
Yeah. Plastic ladies.
To be honest, this is the type of thing where I usually get angry. Like, why do people care? Why is this news? What the? I actually like this.
Why?
I don't know. Because I think Pete Davidson, he's a wounded guy.
Yeah, he's been through some stuff.
He's been through a ton of these celebrity relationships. Kim Kardashian obviously has been through many celebrity relationships and has her whole life broadcasted on TV. So I bet there's a comfortability that she has with Pete Davidson over a Kanye. Like, Kanye, obviously a media figure as well, but I don't, no one is going to argue that Kanye West handles the scrutiny of his public life with a comedic flair.
No, it just depends on where, how he's feeling that day. He's a loose cannon.
Yeah. And even if he's feeling good, he's not a funny guy.
Nope. Sometimes when he goes he was just on Noriega's, he was on Nori's Drink Champs, and he was pretty funny.
Was he?
Yeah. He apologized for posing. He said he posed as a backpack rapper because that was the only community that would accept him. And he was like, I want to apologize to the backpack community. I'm not a backpacker, but they were the only ones that would accept him. So
you mean like old Kanye?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. He said he literally posed. He's like, I want to apologize. I just did what I had to do. So yeah, he'll say some shit. And then he said that he does not pay for OnlyFans content. That
he's got the golden ticket for OnlyFans?
Yeah. So he'll say some funny shit.
My gosh. In what world does Kanye West need OnlyFans? That's depressing.
He's a man. Yeah. It was a little bit of relatability for a lot of people that, also steal content.
Yeah, he's a thief.
Yeah.
Damn, that's so cheap.
One thing I don't like about this Kim K Pete Davidson situation is people acting like it's like Pete's way out of his league, which I don't think so, because
Pete's dated Ariana Grande,
yeah,
Kate Beckinsale,
yeah,
other famous people whose names I don't know or care about.
He's taller than 6 feet and he's funny. That right there for a guy takes you a very long way. With that right there, you can virtually get any woman you want. You got personality and you're tall. He's 6'3". He's like,
that's tall.
That's tall. Typically, when you get above 6'1", you start to lose a lot of personality. A lot of tall dudes are really fucking dumb.
Yep.
Idiots.
Yep.
Big fucking blockheads.
That's why Shaquille O'Neal is a national treasure.
He great point. I love
Snoop
that.
Dogg, national treasure.
Oh God, there we go. Look at that.
Yep. The Babadook, national treasure.
Who's Babadook?
Oh, you know the Babadook.
I don't know.
The Babadook is like it's like a mythical creature. It's like the Slender Man.
Okay, or like the Noid.
Yeah, I don't know what the Noid is.
But the Domino's, remember the little red guy with the fucking ears that he would like disrupt deliveries?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
The Noid.
Same deal. Yep. Babadook.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should have used a more relatable example.
Mine is from like the early 90s. So I think yours might be more relatable than mine.
I don't know. I feel like mine's like ancient, like Polish history. For all of our Polish listeners, I mean no offense if the Babadook is not Polish. Everyone knows here that I am pro Poland. I'm Greggy Poland Springs. I'm Greggy Pierogies. Everyone knows that.
I don't think Polish people know how to download podcast.
No, podcast. Well, Kanye doesn't seem too happy about this. I think on the Drink Champs episode, he said that Kim's displays of public affection does not look good in the eyes of God. But hey, dude, neither do your Yeezy sweatshirts.
Yeah.
Those don't look good in the eyes of God or modern fashion.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that probably don't look good to the eyes of God. There's a lot of child labor going on.
Yeah.
Child slaves.
Yeah. And you're telling me Pete and Kim K holding hands in Palm Springs is catching God's radar?
I think God's whacking off to them having sex. You got a big cock, big old booty. I mean, here's another thing that annoys me is guys acting like Kim Kardashian's not hot. Like they wouldn't fuck her. I get that, maybe the plastic thing they're not into, but this whole she's that whole attitude towards it. I'm like, you would come super hard if you were having sex with Kim Kardashian. You'd have trouble not coming too early. Most men.
I feel like any man who would say that they would not have sex with Kim Kardashian, you're just not being honest.
Yeah.
You're just not being honest.
He's lying. Yeah. Or his wife's next to him. So he has to be like, I don't like that.
Dude, if I was married and my wife was sitting next to me and Kim Kardashian walked in the room, I would drop kick my wife in the stomach and say, move on. I probably wouldn't do that.
I think she would understand though. I think she'd be like, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why did you drop kick me in my stomach? Yeah, I mean, she's, a beautiful woman. Let's just brass tacks.
I've seen some recent pictures of her. She seems to have gotten more attractive too. Like there's
Yeah, I mean, what else is she doing?
That's true. She's releasing black people from prison.
She is doing that. She has a pajama line.
There you go.
And apparently they Pete Davidson, the mom, like the family, they were all photographed together wearing these pajamas. Like Pete's already in that mix.
I love that.
And I feel like, what's interesting? Kim Kardashian lost her father, and then she lost Bruce to Caitlyn.
Yep.
So she's lost twice.
Yep.
Pete Davidson's also lost his father. So I feel like there could be some.
Yeah, and that family that Bruce killed right before we switched over to Caitlyn, that family that he ran over, they lost people too. So there was a lot of loss in that whole situation.
A lot of loss. Well, I hope that Pete and Kim get to spend Thanksgiving together. I hope they have a nice time. And, all the best from the World Local News crew.
I love that. Good for them.
All right, let's move on to our second topic. Dude, you called this one in our last episode. So Kyle Rittenhouse is found not guilty on all counts. And I got to be honest, man, you called it. I didn't think it was going to break this way. To me, it's not surprising. And what I find a little frustrating is all of the white people who were up in arms, over the verdict, and who get up in arms over these types of verdicts, is that they say, "Oh, the system is broken." This and that. I think that that's a load of hogwash. Horseshit, if you will.
Yeah.
Like, the system works exactly how it's supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whether you agree with the verdict or not, like, what many of these cases have shown is that judges typically favor the white defendant.
There's definitely more of a sympathy, more of a, even the positioning of it. Like, I think in the same situation, if it was a black kid, it would have been, I don't think the verdict would have came out the same. But that aside, like I said last week, in the vacuum, you look at, I think he had just put out a dumpster fire. He was being chased. It was self-defense. The confusing part to me was the gun charges that were dropped for him being a minor. There was a clear, favoritism or whatever. The judge was clearly partial to Kyle Rittenhouse. The body language and all that, says it. But I do agree with the verdict in the sense that it was self-defense. He was running away from these people.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Like I said, last week too, the beginning part is where it gets fuzzy, where it's like, why drop the gun charges when he was clearly a minor that had a weapon? And would that have changed the steps after it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure. So that it's tough to wrap your mind around. And then the second thing is like the whole element of vigilantism of it. Like, hey, I'm going to drive from Illinois to Wisconsin, and I'm going to help protect businesses during these riots. And that to me is one of the elements, in addition to the dropping of the gun charges, where it's just this doesn't add up. And I think it sets a very dangerous precedent for future protests.
Yeah,
that might turn into riots.
Outside of the facts of the case, I do agree. Philosophically, who drops their 17-year-old son off to somewhere? To get caught up in some fucking political bullshit. Get that. That's just weird. I think that's terrible parenting. What I think is going to be interesting now is if we juxtapose this to the upcoming case for the men.
Ahmaud Arbery.
Yep. Yeah. Because he was running away. Those men approached him with a gun. So now we get to see if those men don't get convicted, that's some serious fuckery going on, in my opinion.
I agree for sure.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably cover that case in a future episode, once the trial heats up. But
yeah,
I saw this morning that one of the guys, I think the guy who had the Karen haircut, like the bangs haircut.
Which one?
The guy with the gray hair, who just looks like all of his hair had been combed to the front of his head. Like he had been his 94-year-old tobacco chewing grandmother had plopped a bowl on his head and then cut around it.
Oh, old Stewart looking motherfucker.
Exactly. Apparently he tried to have his case tried separately from the other guys. And the judge was like, "What, are you fucking nuts?"
Is this the Ahmaud Arbery one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's the three guys who are on trial for it. Those what's interesting, I think we touched on it last week, is just the politicization of these cases.
Always, yeah.
And like the day after the Rittenhouse verdict, like he's being interviewed by Tucker Carlson on Fox News and saying he's like a supporter of Black Lives Matter, which I'm sure is not going to curry him favor with like all of the conservatives who are like lining up to, you had a couple congressmen like offering him internships and shit. And it's just like, are you like, okay, he's not guilty, but the dude is not he's not a saint.
Who are we talking about?
Rittenhouse.
Oh, okay, my bad. We jumped from
no. Sorry. I was trying to go back to Rittenhouse. Like, okay, he found not guilty. Whatever referendum on the justice system that is what it is. But like, now you're offering him internships. This would be like offering the George Hernandez, the dude who killed Trayvon Martin down in Florida.
Yeah.
That would be like
George Zimmerman. He just looks Mexican though.
Apologies to all George Hernandez is out there. My goodness. But that would be like offering George Hernandez. That would be like offering George Zimmerman. That would be like, Joe Biden offering George Zimmerman like a cabinet position.
Yeah, it's I think what the right's doing now that I think they're better than the left at is like incendiary, like social media type things. They know that this is going to be talked about. They're going to galvanize the people that,
100%.
Yeah. They're playing that game. And I think the liberals need to catch up on that front.
Well, they better catch up because galvanizing in this case, like, is basically like you had that congressman from North Carolina, Madison Cawthorn, saying like, hey, this verdict shows like, have a gun, defend yourself, be brave, like, and ready to fucking battle. Like, holy shit, guy. Like, maybe just tone it down a little bit. This
is going to set an interesting precedent. But what I've noticed in the last couple of years is that both sides are fucking hypocrites, and just depending on the time it is and however it works out for them is what they're going to agree with. There's no principles. It's all ideology. That's why I tell people, do principles over ideology, and you'll give a more fair take on all this shit that's coming up. But I'm telling you, I've talked to people on both sides, and I literally have to stop in middle conversation, be like, can you acknowledge what I just said? Because people do the whataboutism shit.
Yep.
And it's a sickness, dude. It's a fucking sickness. And it's one of the reasons for the fall of our civilization. It's fucked up, man.
That's a nice ribbon on that bow.
Boom.
All right. Next topic. Our next topic, these things are only happen in Florida. So in Daytona, Florida, the other week, the lead singer for the band Brass Against, Sophia Urista, had to pee while she was on stage. Now, Freddie, we're gonna cue up this video. Let's just give our listeners a little taste of the video.
Fantasy, and it's not because I'm into some freaky shit, or I'm not trying to get weird. I just don't want to leave the stage. I want to stay here with you people. That's why I need a volunteer. You?
Okay, so she was
Can we show pussy at this festival?
Okay, so she
first of all, she has her like soulful voice on. She starts performing for us like, hey guys, like, I just don't want to leave the stage.
I gotta pee real bad, Jack.
Any of you jive turkeys want to be my latrine for the moment?
Hey man, I just pulled over to the truck stop of life. Anyone want to be my glory hole?
Sometimes in life you get filled up, and you just gotta let it out sometimes.
Man, the vibe of this audience is really filling me up with good vibes and piss. So, have you ever noticed when you go to a concert, like the singers are, they like have the audience like in the palm of their hands. They could say fucking anything.
Yep.
And the crowd is going to go nuts.
Yep.
Like, hey, I'm going to bring up a guy to pee on. Crowd goes nuts. Hey, I have fucking kidney stones. Crowd goes nuts. Hey, my girlfriend just broke up with me. Crowd goes nuts. Hey, I just saved money on my insurance. Crowd goes nuts. Dude, like, there's something so cool. Like
She was in the pocket. She was in the pocket.
And it's so unfair to stand-up comedians because like imagine if a stand-up comedian just walked out to that audience, you know what I mean? And they're like, hey, my name's Greg and I'm from Philadelphia. And like, it's probably not going to, unless you hit them right away, like you're waiting at least 3 minutes until you get a laugh or something. You know what I mean? These singers can come out with a little background music and say, hey, I've got fucking hemorrhoids. And the crowd goes nuts.
Yeah, there's something about music that resonates. Just I don't know if it's deeper,
man.
but it's definitely more like chronic. It's longer. They've probably been jamming out for about an hour or so, and she had to pee. And
so she decides a trigger warning here because I think we're about to show this woman peeing on someone. So trigger warning, 3, 2, 1.
He has a GoPro on. He has a GoPro on.
First off, okay. Now, first off, can you imagine laying out on that stage? I wouldn't even do that.
Dude, I'm not into piss play.
Oh my god! Oh my god! It's so much.
He's reveling. He's reveling.
Wow. If you want more,
Yeah,
please.
wow is right. Automatic.
Bro, first of all, love. I will say that this is one step closer to mending race relations because it was a white man that she peed on and he volunteered. She got consent.
Yeah, she did.
She got consent. He had a GoPro on too. This is content for him.
And so I feel like with a couple of pointers, she probably could have helped R. Kelly a bunch.
Dude, I think the soul or like the spirit, whatever that R. Kelly was infested with, a little bit, like it needed to go and spread to other places, and a little bit went to her. At least she got consent, and it was an age-appropriate man.
We cannot say for certain that she's not one of R. Kelly's victims.
I mean, that's true because that the whole thing, one does it to the other.
Now that would be a full circle.
He was wearing a vest and like a sleeveless jean jacket, which I would say a high percentage of those guys probably like being peed on.
Yeah, you're screaming,
yeah,
pee on me, please.
You're living the rock and roll life.
You know what the funniest thing about their band is? And apparently they're pretty successful. They don't even have original music. They're a cover band.
Wow.
So you got to be pretty damn good as a cover band to like have the dude. You got to be an unbelievable cover band to like then go and have your lead singer pee on someone and like have it celebrated.
Dude, they're gonna be booked in Saudi Arabia. They're gonna be pissing and shitting all over, sultans.
I mean, anyone who would have booked R. Kelly should for sure book these folks.
Absolutely. But maybe with R. Kelly, there was that factor where there's a little more danger. Sometimes people like the danger aspect of it. These people are to me, just very nice people.
Yeah, this is very fun and whimsical.
Definitely whimsy.
I think the irony is they were performing the Rage Against the Machine song, Wake Up. And like, what better way to wake up than having someone? I think the original version of the Folgers coffee commercial, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. I think the first draft of that was the best part of waking up is urine on your face.
They should do a Folgers commercial with them because it's always like those commercials are always so like, I just woke up. The sun rays are hitting me on my face just
all
right.
Of a sudden it's, oh my goodness. Well, so the band had to issue a statement, and they said that they will no longer be doing that at any of their future shows.
Good for them.
And I just feel like, you know what? Never say never. Never say never. Because guess what? Everybody poops. Everybody pees. I'm sure Sophia Urisa is going to have to pee out of her urethra again.
Yeah.
And it might happen on stage. We don't know.
Talk about the coincidence of her last name having like the prefix of urine, urethra, like urista. Like she's a barista for piss. That's what like.
Yep. You think she drew you get in your cappuccino, they'll like draw a heart, in the foam. Do you think she
I think she did that, but what it looked like, what she really did was like, it was a very strong stream. You know, when there's like some poop on the bowl and you hit that hard stream to get it off to clean the bowl, that looks like that's what she was doing. Like,
I agree completely. I agree completely. Woo! Should we go get in my show notes? All I have written down is PP singer.
I will tell you this: it raised awareness for piss play because I was not down with that, and now it's like kind of hot a little bit. I'm not saying that I would get peed on, but I
You're
would.
going to do a couple Google searches
Before this, I would have flipped out if a girl was like, "Hey, let me pee on you." Now I'm like, no, but like I respect that you asked me.
Now, if there were like the theatrics that they had in this show, maybe some pyrotechnics, smoke machine,
The soulful voice. Listen,
soulful
guys.
voice. Hey, Jack, why don't you come on here and lay your face under my piss zone? I'm gonna start calling people Jack now. I really like that.
I like that.
Yeah. I listened to a Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak video, and Anderson .Paak was calling the interviewer Jack.
Oh, he's the
I
guy
like
to bring
that.
Jack back.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Cool. All right, man. Next story.
Let's do it.
Uh,
A dating app that allows you, it's called Pure, that allows you to it's just pure hookups. How do you feel about this, Greg?
so this is a sex positive app where users find casual and shameless sex.
I like the theory.
I like it in theory. I feel like it'll turn into a piss fest. But it's an interesting concept. Here are two things that I like about it. All of the content that you send self-destructs within 24 hours.
Wow.
And if you screenshot something, it notifies the person that you screenshotted.
Oh, that's good.
So I like that. There's no like, oh, I'm going to take so-and-so sent me a fucking picture of him getting peed on and I screenshotted it. No more.
I think that
You're not
allows
safe in
for
these streets.
a little more like sexy talk on the app where you can get a little bit more fun. Like, hey girl, this is the things I want to do to you, this and that. It's sex positive. So the field is open for them.
I think America, shout out to the Pilgrims for being a very puritanic group. And, that kind of is what birthed our nation. I feel like Americans in general are very prude when it comes to talking about sex.
It's so fucking annoying.
It's annoying.
It's
right?
like, even like PDA, and I'm not talking about like Mexican kids at the mall kissing. I'm just talking about like hugging your girl. Like, I'm a very affectionate guy when it comes to my girl.
Yeah.
And we've had a couple people that like we've hung out with that are like kind of like, ooh, like they were married, 10, 12 years or something like that. And they were just like weird about it. I'm like, you're a fucking dork, dog. Like,
yeah,
I'm flirting with
Your
my
shit's
girl.
stale.
Yeah.
This is actually a good moment because I want to issue a retraction.
Uh-oh.
That's right, folks. That is the official World Local News Birds of Retraction. So a couple episodes ago, and because we're talking about sex and I want to be sex positive and I want to be honest with you, a couple episodes we were talking about eating booty.
Yeah.
And I may have led our listeners to believe that I am a booty eating enthusiast.
Yes.
I've never done it before.
Wow. I appreciate that. Honestly.
And I want to be honest. I want to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I want to be sex positive. I want to be pure.
I like that. Well, maybe you're saving it for the right woman.
Yep. Or maybe I'm just really unenthused by the idea.
That sounds more like it.
Listen, tomato, potato.
Yeah, some girls don't like getting their ass eaten.
I to be honest, like there's never a thought in my mind where I go, maybe I'll shift to the anus.
Not even when you're 69ing and it's right there?
No.
Really?
I never go, hey, let me see what's happening up north.
I remember the first time it was done to me, I was like, whoa, okay.
It's never been done to me, and I've never done it to anyone.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, like I keep a clean booty hole.
Yeah, that's good. For no reason.
I have an X-wing booty, as we've documented on the show. Shout out to your Death Star booty cheeks. But if a woman went towards my hole, I might judge her.
Yeah, that's it. To each their own.
Now Now that might be a phobia that I have, and I'm trying to be sex positive, and I'm trying to have no shame around my sex game. So maybe I'm, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm like maybe I am like the Pilgrims, and I've just yet to discover a new world and throw syphilis blankets on it.
Yeah, dude. Here's the thing. There is you are not crazy for thinking like that. Anybody who's anti or doesn't want to do it. I mean, there's literally, I've gotten sick before from eating ass.
Oh, you got a little E. coli?
Yeah, E. coli. It was food poisoning.
E. coli.
It was the next day. I was fucking shaking and shivering, but I was proud of myself.
All right.
You know?
What do you think's worse, getting COVID or E. coli from eating booty?
COVID, because you're out longer.
Now, what if you get a hybrid strain of COVID E. coli from eating booty?
Then you're living the fast life, man. That's,
Now
you have immunity to COVID and you've pleasured a woman in ways that maybe she won't get pleasured, in other ways. If she was with me, then went with you and she liked it, she's going to be inching her butthole towards your face and you're going to be like,
doing that little boot scoot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm all for sex positivity, being vulnerable, being honest. And so, I've never used the dating app.
Oh, nice. I was going to say you should use it for research purposes. I think you should jump on the Pure app and let us know how it goes. I can't use it because I'm a committed man. But,
you are.
But I think
like institution committed?
No, like more like in spirit and in mind and in action. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I just,
like I can't picture a future without Rachel. Like when I think about my future, she's there.
I don't think that's so special. I can't imagine a future without Rachel.
Nobody can. She's everywhere and nowhere.
Shout out to Rachel. Shout out to Pure Dating app. And shout out to sex positivity. Let's, you know what? World Local News listeners, I want you to chime in on the comments and be vulnerable with us. Now, remember, this is a public forum. Maybe your employer will see it, maybe not. But just tell us what being sex positive means to you. How about that?
Attracted to authenticity, creativity, and imagination. I like their artwork here. Very New Yorker magazine style of artwork. I think this will allow, I think more honest people will be on this app. Just the simple thesis of the whole app is like, hey, you can be yourself. You can be the fucking dog that you are. And like you said, it's sex positive. So I'm liking this, and I think we'll be giving people updates on this app to see how it's progressing.
I mean, maybe I'll give it a shot. Maybe that'll be my my November December challenge.
Oh, maybe the Pure app. Is it up and going, or is it like?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's been around since 2013, and it's just like catching on.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So make sure you download the Pure Dating app in the App Store and rate, subscribe, and review their app. Well, let's keep it going with vulnerability and sex positivity. There is a phenomena that is sweeping the world. Mary Burke, former National Health Service midwife in the UK and current senior clinical nurse at the London Bridge Plastic Surgery and Aesthetic Clinic, is warning all women this winter of the age-old disorder known as winter vagina.
Is it a disorder, or is it just like a change in atmospheric pressure? Like, what is?
Well, so this disorder is under a lot of scrutiny. There are differing opinions on this.
Yeah.
Some say it's pseudoscience, bro science, if you will.
Okay.
It probably is not going to be bro science when related to a vagina.
Ho science.
Ho science.
Yeah.
Now that's a technical term I can get behind.
I saw this headline last week, and on the way, me and Red had a road trip recently, and on the way down, I asked her, I go, hey, do you get winter vagina? She's like, no.
Do you want to clear up what winter vagina is?
Oh, my bad. Yeah. So winter vagina is, I guess, during the winter, vaginas dry up.
That is the alleged. So like you're inside, you got the heat on, taking all the moisture from the room.
Yeah.
It's typically a season where you get chapped lips, chapped ass,
Yeah.
all that stuff. And Mary Burke thinks this chapped phenomena extends to the vagina.
Yeah. So I asked my girl, she looked at me like I was crazy, like almost like she had never heard that from like anybody else. So if there's any listeners, whatever, and if you get this, hit me up in my DMs. I know a lot of people are comfortable with letting me know stuff like that, just so I know that like it's a thing. Cause I don't think it's a thing. I think this lady's from the UK already. I think the vagina's a bit drier out there.
Yeah.
Just naturally.
I wanted to specifically read her quote unquote credentials.
Okay.
Because they're not great. I mean, former National Health Service midwife and current senior clinical nurse at a plastic surgery and aesthetic clinic. I mean, I don't think she's the leading expert on vagina health.
Yeah, plastic surgery. She could be starting an agenda here where it's like women go in. They're already doing like vaginal rejuvenation, which is great. Women are going in to do that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. This one's a weird one.
So there's another. There's an actual doctor, Dr. Jen Gunter, whose quote was, I just thought this was funny. She said, "Vaginas function quite well in all seasons." That's and that this phenomena of winter vagina is actually caused by low estrogen medications and something called thrush, which I didn't.
What's thrush?
I don't know.
Okay,
and I didn't look it up because it sounded cool, and I wanted to make up what it was in my head versus actually know what it is, because knowledge is power.
I believe the medication stuff, because Adderall could dry. I think Adderall could be one that could dry people up, because I know Adderall makes dicks shrivel. So when I take Adderall, I have a normal white dude's penis for a couple hours.
Makes sense.
And then it just goes back to normal.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So like Adderall could dry you up. I could see that. Antidepressants, shit like that. I think that could be a problem for people. I know people who take antidepressants, men, sometimes have a tough time getting it up, shit like that. So.
Sure. Well, we do have some recommendations for our female listeners or our listeners with vaginas.
Yep.
Here we go. Number 1, drink apple juice. Number 2, eat your greens.
Okay.
Number 3, eat watermelons.
Okay.
Number 4, coconuts, eat them.
Okay.
Number 5, have things with beta carotene.
Okay.
Number 6, less stress.
Stress will dry up a vagina. That
shout out to the holiday season, a stress-free time.
Ooh, there we go. We're starting to connect the dots. Yeah. Family stress.
You get stressful. Hey, I'm going to take a Xanax medication. Dry vagina.
There's a confluence of things. Dude, we're getting down to the bottom of these things. I like that.
Number 7, get a humidifier. If the dryness of the heat inside during winter is going to dry you up, get a humidifier.
Number 8,
moisten it up.
Put your vagina in a cigar box.
Remember the ball bath? That we covered?
Yeah.
Maybe they need that.
The vag box. Yeah.
Number 8 is actually physical activity.
Okay. Yeah.
Get active, get out there,
get moving.
And then the last thing, and I think this is gonna hit hard for some people, is no bubble baths.
All right. That makes sense, because sex in the shower. Yeah. It can dry it up. So don't soak the vagina. Can you soak in Epsom salt?
Yeah.
We're out of our depth here now. I feel like we're talking too much. Just two dudes talking about vagina. If there's a listener that wants to be on an episode to educate us, we'll zoom you in. We'll give you a link, and you can help us out here. Yeah, I don't usually have a problem with dry vaginas, and I'm not tooting my own horn.
That's just because you have a really moist penis.
I am uncircumcised, so that could be it. I'm just like letting her borrow some moisture.
Oh gosh.
Gross.
Well, listen, we don't want the women of World Local News to be suffering out here this Virginia. So that was our gift to you.
Yeah, I like that.
You're welcome.
I like that. Educating the people.
All right.
Educating these broads.
Last story of the day. Some controversy at Old Dominion University. Apparently, an assistant professor made some controversial comments about pedophilia.
What did they say?
They said, oh gosh, did I lose it? Did I lose it? Did I have it? Did I lose it? Did I have it? Did I lose it? Did I lose it? Did I have it? So they are an assistant professor of sociology and criminal justice, and they sparked controversy because instead of using the term pedophile, they used minor attracted people.
What?
And so, go ahead. What's your frustration? What's that little?
This is nonsense. It's all the same shit. You fuck kids. I mean, this person is trying to build empathy for pedophilia, saying that it's a sexual orientation, just like whatever. And they also said, people have the thought of murder, but they don't actually act on it. They're trying to give empathy to the people that are pedophilic, but have not acted on those things.
Yeah.
And I don't see how this is productive.
I'm not quite sure if I do either. So the professor's quote was, "From my perspective, there is no morality or immorality attached to attraction to anyone because no one can control who they're attracted to at all. In other words, it's not who we are attracted to that's either okay or not okay. It's our behaviors in responding to that attraction that are either okay or not okay." The school, Old Dominion University, facing pressure from over 12,000 students that signed a petition to have this assistant professor ousted.
Nice.
They placed her on administrative leave.
Also, this looks bad. Like, one thing with the conservatives is like, they didn't want to allow gay marriage because they're like, oh, this is going to lead to people wanting to marry kids, blah, blah, blah. And this moment, and this person's transgendered, like it's kind of falling in line with that. So now I haven't even read anything from the conservatives yet on this, but I'm sure they're like, you see, this is what the fuck we were talking about. It's just, to me, it's very unproductive to giving rights to transgender, LGBTQ, blah, 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 all that shit. So
yeah, it just, it seems like a weird thing to be focusing like your research on.
Yeah. Yeah. We've through the cognitive revolution and all that. Cause think about, here's an uncomfortable truth, is that through most of humanity, it's been okay to fuck kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's right, but that is whatever. But we've learned recently through science and research that really fucks people up. Having sex too early can fuck people up, and it can traumatize them. But this is still like, I there's no room for that. I don't give a, like, if I had those tendencies because almost like 100% of them were molested. If that happened to me, I would fucking kill myself. There's no, like, if you woke up tomorrow and all of a sudden it was illegal, or the same views it is on fucking kids is now on women, and you still had the same urges for women, how long until you catch a charge? You know what I'm saying? Like,
lunchtime.
How long can you fight that urge? Like, it just, to me, it would just.
So I'm all for destigmatizing mental conditions. End of sentence, right?
Yeah.
But this one in particular is just a tough one to try and wrap your head around and justify, like, hey, we should use softer language.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know this answer, but I would venture to guess that the trauma, how do I say this? I think the trauma that a pedophile has experienced in their life that led them to becoming a pedophile, like that's I guess it's a chicken or egg situation, but like that's the issue that needs addressing, right? It's like,
yeah,
it's not like, hey, let's talk more politely about pedophiles. It's, hey, how are we finding ways to root out pedophilia and end it?
Yeah, we should put them all on Epstein's Island. That's not being used anymore.
I thought they were already all there. Damn it.
Or I guess you could join the Catholic Church too. They're cool with that.
Dude, you know what's so fucked up? So I read an article, it was either yesterday or today. There's like 2 Fox News hosts that are leaving the network, and there's like 2 prominent ones who are critical of it. One of them is Chris Wallace. He does like a lot of their evening programs, and he hosts their Sunday show. And of course, like,
why are they leaving?
Because of the network's fealty to Trump.
Oh,
And like that brand of conservatism.
Oh, like they're going too hard for Trump.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think one of the last straws was like Tucker Carlson putting out a documentary about January 6th that was like flattering of the people that stormed the Capitol.
It's like, these are just a couple knuckleheads.
Yeah. Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
But so to slander Chris Wallace, they put out photos on the internet of him getting off a boat and like saying, this is Chris Wallace going to Epstein's Island, where it was actually him getting off George and Amal Clooney's boat in Italy. It had nothing to do with Epstein's Island whatsoever, but they were just pushing this misinformation to like have people like turn on Chris Wallace.
I'm telling you, dude, this is what they do. If you don't agree with the corporate media's thing, whichever side, they'll slander your name. That's what the CNNs and the MSNBCs are doing to Joe Rogan. That's what Tucker Carlson. That's a crazy that's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
They're not saying like, oh, he's hateful. They're saying this motherfucker is fucking kids. Like that is crazy.
You can clearly see it's George Clooney. You're
wild.
Like, no, dude. This is on Clooney's Island in Italy.
Wild. That's so
wild, right?
Is he out of it yet? Like, what have they cleared that up?
What difference does it make? Once it's out there, it's out there.
Yep,
baby.
the people that want to believe that will.
Hey, Chris Wallace, you pedophile fuck. I bet he graduated from Old Dominion University.
Boom, guys. This is the World Local News podcast. Well, that's another episode of World Local News. I'm Freddie Valoy, and this is Greg Perlman. Subscribe, rate, review, sign up to my Patreon, $5 a month. Greg, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at G Perlman. World Local News. You can find us on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. Follow us on Instagram at World Local News. We're out.
Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving.